Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. So I'm going to do something today that I don't always do. I'm sharing about a book that has been really wow in my life. I can't even describe it. Maybe I can do better in this episode. Now, that being said, I have many, many books that have helped me on my journey, and I'm actually working on hopefully putting some stuff on my website of just sharing books that have changed my life. Now, no links or associations with anything, nothing, just what has helped me. I'm not, I'm just doing this because, wow, I didn't even realize how powerful this book was for me until I had it come up on, I think it was either in my pictures on my phone or possibly Facebook. I'm not sure, but it popped up in September and I was like, oh my goodness. And it said September and it's like 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, this book came out and it's called Super Attractor by Gabrielle Bernstein. I call her Gabby, which she normally calls herself Gabby too. Anyways, so Gabby Bernstein's new book came out and I got it. I pre-ordered it. I read a lot of her books. It came. I started reading it right away. September. Ooh, and now I have to look at the dates. It was 2 years ago. So 2019, I believe. Yeah, 2019. And I read it and I don't know, was it hard for me? I can't remember. I think I had a hard time at first. And then I think I reread it again. And I started doing the things in this book that she's put in. And, I did my little morning routine, my mantras. Now, was I perfect at doing it every morning? No. I would do yoga and work out and meditate, do a little tapping here, do my mantras. I had a whole little thing laid out. Because at that point, my son was finally in daycare 3 times a week and my daughter was already in school. So I had 3 days a week to just spend my mornings chilling. And the other 2 I would, spend with my son when he wasn't at daycare. So I read it. And eventually I actually got it on Audible as well. So I listened to it as well. So I'd re-listen to it when I was doing the dishes or cleaning or whatever I might be doing. I was just listening to it. I was immersing myself in these words from this book. Not 24/7 a day. I don't know how many times I listened to it, probably a couple times. And I read it at least twice, I believe. And then I was doing, the fun mantras and stuff from it. So in December, that was when the first shift of my moving happened. I shared my ideas with somebody. So I read the book in September. And then in December, we were talking about moving. It was very vague still. And then we were finally doing it. And throughout this whole process, anytime I felt uncertain, I'd pick up the book and just read parts of it that were calling to me, or I listened to parts of it on audio. And I just kept using those words. Well, less than a year later, actually because I think it came out the end of September, we moved across the country to BC. And on the cover, under the main title, Super Attractor, it says, Methods for Manifesting a Life Beyond Your Wildest Dreams. When I was reading this book, I had ideas of possibly moving near water, possibly living somewhere different, maybe with a warmer climate and things like that in the winter months. I never imagined it so soon or how amazing it is. It's just incredible how books in our lives can really help shape our lives. And this is, like I've said, this is not the only book in my life that has changed my life in so many amazing ways. I think every book I've read has shaped me a little bit, but this one I was like, wow. And I really didn't realize how powerful it was until this past September, 2 years later, where I've lived in BC for a whole year. So I'm doing the math. It's not big math, right? It's like kindergarten math. My son could do this. 2 years. We lived here for 1 year. It's like, oh my goodness, it was a year of reading the book. And in that half that time, I was already doing the steps, moving us towards this. It's incredible. So if you're wanting support, I'm not saying go out and get the book. Like, do what feels right to you in your heart. I'm just sharing this, that books, podcasts like this or others, and videos and things like that, they're out there for you. When you feel called towards them, listen, take them in, soak them in, and just, if you find something in it that speaks to you, calls to you, embrace it. If it doesn't, then leave it behind. And it's just an amazing, it was amazing aha. It was actually not even just aha. It was like, wow. When I saw this, I literally told my husband, I go, honey, guess what book I was reading 2 years ago? I'm like, only 2 years ago. I'm like, we moved before the year was up after reading that book. That's how powerful things can be. Now, what is in that book might not be for you, or parts of it might be. Like I said, I think I read it twice. The first time it didn't sink in right. And then I was called to read it again. So this is just an example of how something in our lives can be brought in and to help support us. Gabby also wrote, The Universe Has Your Back. So I have a lot of different things like that. And I used a lot of her tools to help guide me when I was looking for a home here in BC. Because boy, did I have fear up the wazoo. So I was working on lowering that and stop listening to my fears and listen to my heart and listening for signs and different things like that. So it was wow. But it's incredible how a book can help you towards your goals, or just change the course of your life, or not even change it, but support it. And again, it doesn't have to be just books. It can be people's lectures, workshops, videos on YouTube or anywhere. It's wow of how to let the universe guide you to what you need in that moment. So maybe if you're listening right now, this is the universe saying, keep your eyes open. There are signs out there guiding you on your path on where you need to go next. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.